Hello friends, right now I am inside the Oracle VMware VirtualBox. What I want to do is I want to install Linux operating system within my existing Windows operating system, and I will show you all the steps for that. So let's start. I will click the option new and it will ask me to enter the name of the operating system. So since I want to do Hadoop over here, so I write the name as Hadoop. It's your choice. I want to go for the type Linux and the version which I'm using is Ubuntu 64-bit. Let me click the next. It is asking me the RAM which I want to assign over here. I am going for around 50% of RAM size. This is the RAM which is physically present in my system. In case if you have got 4 GB RAM, then you have to assign 50% of that even. So let's move to the next option. We are creating a virtual hard disk drive. The recommended size is 10 GB that is to be assigned. In fact, we have to assign a bit more than that. So we are going to create an instance of VirtualBox disk image. We keep the option. The memory will be allocated dynamically. And here we are going to assign around 30 GB of my hard disk because I will be installing Hadoop. So we need to have a sufficient space. And here you get to see the instance. Within this instance, I'm going to install my Linux operating system. So let's double click on that. That will bring us to a new window. And over here, it would be taking a bit of time during the installation. We will see that. Here it is prompting me the drive in which I have got the Ubuntu ISO file. I will click this and I have to browse the location where my ISO file is present. I'm going to install 16.04. I will select this and I will click the open option and then I will click the start. So in case if you want to download it from internet, then you need to come down to this website, old releases ubuntu.com, and over here if you scroll down, it will provide you all the ISO files of different version. So please go through this particular website for any further download as of required. So here you will find the installation process starting. It would take a bit of time, and in between what I will do is that I will pause my video because unnecessarily there is no need to keep on waiting. I will provide some information to the OS, and those are some crucial information like the information about the super user. Okay, so while the installation is going on, let me provide you some information about Linux operating system. Linux operating system is highly strong in regard to a security system that has been accomplished to the help of super user. The super user is the one who is actually installing the Linux. So let's consider the installation is taking place right now. The person who is installing will be treated as super user. So what we are going to do over here, we are going to install the Ubuntu operating system. So that's the reason we will select the option install Ubuntu, and then it will prompt me to download some files which I don't want. I will do it later on. And don't get this particular message often make people scared that what it's going to erase something. No, nothing is going to be erased because we are working on virtual dialog box, and we are working on virtual Oracle VMware VirtualBox. So whatever thing you are going to load, it will be loaded within that only. And use the option called logical volume management. So click this install now. We are not assigning any separate drive, right? So just select this option that whatever changes it's saying, fine, continue. We are not assigning any separate drive, rather we are installing it within the Windows operating system. So one thing I would like to recommend you that while this installation is going on, and here is showing the location. So let's continue. So when you're installing the Linux, right now the way I'm doing it, this is a keyboard layout. It is always preferable that you give a valid credential right over here. This is a very important credential that which will need time and again. So your name, let's go with my name, that is Swaroop. This is the prompt which this particular name which we are saying, which you will write over here. Later on you will see this as a command prompt. Okay, this computer name will be shown as a command prompt, and this is the username. The password which I'm choosing is Hadoop. We will see this information when we go to the terminal of Unix. Okay, so remember, this is the name of the computer where my instance is getting loaded. This is the username. This is a super username. Super user. See over here it's showing the super user and is the password. We will be using this information time and again to install different applications within my Ubuntu. And I was saying that while you're installing your Ubuntu, please don't do big operation in Windows operating system. Remember, your Ubuntu is getting loaded in the virtual box. So if you are performing a high resource oriented application in Windows, the impact will be even in Ubuntu as well. Okay. So from now onward, it will be continuing the installation, which is going to take around 10-15 minutes time. So I don't want to keep you people waiting. So what I will do is that I will pause my video, and once this whole process gets over, then I will resume back once again. So just wait for a while. Okay, so it is showing me that you need to restart your computer. Well, don't get panicked. You are not restarting your whole computer. Rather, you're restarting the Ubuntu instance only. So your Windows operating system remain active. Just you are restarting the Ubuntu which we are loading right now. And here it is saying that press enter to remove installation media. We don't have any media. We'll simply press the enter from the keyboard, and once it does that, you will be you will be seeing that how the booting of your Ubuntu operating system will be taking place. So since it has been doing it for the first time, so obviously it might, or it would take rather some time. Okay, so we have to have a patience. And while this installation is going on, let me give you some extra knowledge. Our main objective is to install Hadoop in our Ubuntu, and for that reason we have to go through some prerequisites. In my next video I will install JDK, because until Java is not there, Hadoop won't be able to work effectively. So we will see the installation process of Java, IDE like Eclipse, NetBeans, MySQL also. Okay, and here it is prompting me to enter the password of the super user. Remember the time when I was installing, it was prompting me the name, and that was the name I've given, and this is the name of the computer where my Hadoop, where my Ubuntu has been installed. So let me give the password as Hadoop, and I hit the enter, and soon it will bring me the desktop of the Windows operating of the Ubuntu operating system. These words are used so interchangeably, so at time uh, you make a mistake. Okay, so I was saying that once this installation is done, I will show you some basic commands which you need to remember as you will be working with the operating system, that is Ubuntu, and while you will be installing Hadoop, those commands are going to be very effective. And here is the desktop right now, you can see it. Okay, so in order to perform the commands, we need the terminal window. So how do we get to the terminal window? By pressing Ctrl Alt and T from the keyboard, the terminal window will appear, and here it is. See, this is the username which is a super user as well, and this is the computer in which right now I am connected, where my Ubuntu is working on. So if I press PWD, present working directory, it will show me the home directory. So we can also see the directory from the files option. Here also we can see this is the home directory. So whatever we are seeing over here, I can see even through the help of ls command also. See, the same thing has been shown right over here. But if I want to see the detail listing, so then I will go for ls space -l, and this command we need to be used very often. Why? Because over here we will see there are certain lines where the letter D is the initial word that represents directory, which when window we call as a folder. Okay, and in some case there is a hyphen, that means it's a file. Now what we will do is that let me create one folder. Okay, so I will clear the screen, and I will create one folder by the name called whatever you write it, mkdir. The folder name is suppose office. Okay, just see the background. Here the folder is office. So let's get inside the folder. So we'll write cd office. We're inside the folder. We can double click on this. We will go over here. Now let's create one file, that is cat then you give a directional arrow key. That means whatever you are going to type, the whole content will be moving to the particular file. And the file is, suppose there's a file called personal.txt. As I hit the enter, you will see in the background the file got created. It is the cursor is waiting for my input to be provided. This is my file, and I hit Control Z. One file got copied. So if I write ls-l right now, I will see that it's a file. That's the reason hyphen is there. Along with that, you will find there's something called read, write, and there is one more hyphen that is called execute. These commands we will be using it very soon. So we have just now created one file and we saw the detailed listing of the properties of the file. Now what we can do is that we can remove the file. So rm office. We don't need to type entirely. Sorry, not office, personal. You don't need to type entirely. If you press the tab from the keyboard, the file name will be selected. As I hit the enter, the file got removed. If you want to step out of the directory, so cd space dot dot, you will be stepping out. So let's come back to this particular previous folder, and in order to remove this folder called office, so rmdir, we will remove it by the name called office. Press tab, the whole thing gets selected, and the office folder is no more. Okay, so these are the initial command which will be very handy. Many more command we will see it. So this was the what my content of the first video was, to install the Ubuntu. Now I will sign off from my Ubuntu. Make sure that you don't close the virtual machine directly. Rather, you shut down it with proper procedure so that no corruption takes place over here, because at any point of time the thing can get corrupted. And once you have done that, now you're right over here. Okay, so that was the content of my first video. I hope you enjoyed it. Just keep watching my video, and in the next video I will be showing you how to install JDK. Until then, have a nice time.